Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to COD Zombies HQ. Right now is a time that Treyarch is facing a challenge that they likely have never had to deal with in the last near decade of releasing new round-based zombies maps, where Treyarch has revealed in pretty astounding detail, basically for the first time ever, the devs at Treyarch are quite literally rebuilding the round-based zombies mode from the ground up. And it could mean that there's some massive implications, some massive changes coming for the future of round-based zombies because of it. But first of all, let's look at why the heck Treyarch has to do that in the first place. Looking way back in time in the history of zombies, going from Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 3 to Black Ops 4 to Cold War, all of those games, lead developed by Treyarch, were based on Treyarch's own version of the Call of Duty engine. That meant, as far as I understand it, behind the scenes in the code base and scripts of the game, you could carry a lot of those zombie-specific scripts over from game to game in the future, tweaking them and changing them as they went to suit Treyarch's vision for what that specific zombies game would be. It's the reason why Black Ops 3 does feel significantly different from Black Ops 2, and the reason why Cold War is probably the most unique in terms of actual gameplay of all of the zombies games released so far. Cold War basically stands on its own in terms of zombies. It doesn't really feel like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, or Black Ops 4 zombies. It feels like something entirely different, where Treyarch turned the intensity up to 11, made the zombies move a lot more quickly, but made the player be able to tank damage much more effectively as well, ending up in this crazy fast-paced zombies mode that we had never seen before, where you can survive absolutely insane scenarios like this here with a little bit of planning and coordination. In any other zombies game before, trying to hold off in areas like this would just mean you're instantly going to go down, not a chance. Now it's become obvious that Treyarch is facing a significant problem, with Activision likely forcing Treyarch to use the latest version of the Call of Duty engine, the IW8 engine, based on the groundwork Infinity Ward developed for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Unfortunately, unlike all their zombies games of the past, Treyarch has had to leave most of that developed work and scripts behind and basically make this new version of a round-based zombies map from the ground up. They say it themselves, this is going to take a lot of work, and it's work that they hadn't started on until now. You'd expect a lot of that work to be done before the game actually released, but of course, because they decided to go a different direction, they wanted to push a Outbreak hybrid mode on the community with the release of Daron Fang at the start of COD Vanguard. It's obvious that no work was done in trying to create the back-end scripts to support round-based maps, until they realized that, yeah guys, this is not the direction we should be going for the zombies mode. Our community really dislikes this, and we should pivot back to what the zombies mode is known for, at least for now, a move which has been met with near universal positive approval from the community. Now, before we go any further, there has been some discussion from some pretty major players in the history of Call of Duty Zombies that all the work Treyarch is doing here, rebuilding the round-based zombies mode from the ground up, is, well, pointless. That they already have a zombies script code base that they can utilize in the current IW8 engine instead of totally remaking it themselves. Now, this information doesn't come from like a leaker or anything like that. Instead, it comes straight from the source, and some of the OGs in the zombies community who were around back in 2017, this name will ring a bell. It comes from Brian Bright, who is one of the leading developers behind Infinity Ward's Infinite Warfare Zombies that released back in 2016 and had its DLC throughout 2017. He's basically up there as the figurehead behind IW Zombies, standing right beside another zombies legend, the zombies lead at that time for that game, Lee Ross. But this is what he had specifically to say about Treyarch remaking everything from the ground up. He said, why don't you just grab all of the IW Zombies scripts in Perforce, which is a software development tool, and bring them all into the Vanguard script depot. They will work flawlessly, as the scripting engine has not changed much from Infinite Warfare. Treyarch scripts are quite different and use client-side scripting. This is why Treyarch has to remake all this in the first place. Remember that Vanguard Zombies, and likely Treyarch's next main series COD game releasing in 2024, will be releasing on the Infinity Ward developed IW8 engine, meaning they've got to develop their games the way Infinity Ward does, not the way historically Treyarch has done. As outlined by Brian Bright, Treyarch scripts from past games games are quite different and use client-side scripting, but Infinite Warfare Zombies, being developed by Infinity Ward, uses a scripting process that is still being utilized with the newly updated IW8 engine, and if he's right, can likely be ported over from that game to use in COD Vanguard. Infinite Warfare Zombies was actually the first and last time Infinity Ward developed their own proprietary zombies mode, so it's obviously been a while since that code base has been touched. But if Brian Bright's right here, there does exist a path for Treyarch to simply skip this whole process and start working directly on their new Shino Numa Reborn Zombies map, which deserves a whole video in of itself, instead of doing all this prep work for the actual systems for the game mode beforehand. But as far as we know, even though this was a possibility, and hey, maybe Brian Bright still has some influence at Treyarch, even though he doesn't work at Infinity Ward nor Treyarch anymore, and those devs might now actually remember, hey, we can actually make use of IW Zombies codebase for our current game, skipping some of this whole process. But let's just say that they don't, that they continue to try to make the mode from the ground up. Well, what can we expect to be different? Where Treyarch just straight up told us some of the exact things that they're working on as it relates to building this mode back up, where they say that they've got to build the design, the implementation, the testing of round-based wave spawning and AI pathing, zoning system, fast travel mechanics, door buys, wall buys, and plenty more. All of that isn't in the game right now, which leads us to the question that by the time they actually develop all this, what will this round-based mode look like, and more importantly, what will it play like? Will it end up just being a carbon copy of the experience we have right now in Vanguard Zombies and Daron Fang and Terra Maledicta, where the zombies will act and behave very similar to the way they do right now, and it'll basically just be Vanguard Zombies with a round-based formula, which is a change that we're all very much looking forward to, but we can kind of predict what it's going to be like in the game already. Or is there going to be some significant changes to the way the zombies move and behave because of the fact that they're building this game mode from the ground up? Now remember that the scripts and the system they're building for round-based content here in Vanguard is so important for the future of the zombies mode, because we will be seeing it again in some form when Treyarch does release their next premium COD game in 2024, where the now lead developer of Zombies has confirmed we will once again be seeing full round-based zombies maps release, but of course hopefully at the launch of that game instead of right smack dab in the middle of the DLC seasons here in Vanguard. But it does also present the opportunity for Treyarch, for probably the first time again since the zombies mode was created, to shape the entire round-based mode to their own vision as it stands right now. What that vision exactly looks like, we just don't know right now. But with Treyarch asking for our patience while they try to work all this out, I hope that the final result will live up to the lofty expectations that we hold new round-based zombies maps to. I know a lot of you guys out there echo this same sentiment, as I've seen it in the comment section throughout the release of Vanguard Zombies, but I hold round-based zombies maps pretty close to my heart. It's the one mode in Zombies that I absolutely love, that you can always go back to and have a fantastic time. And I've been doing that recently still in Cold War Zombies, where those maps, though they aren't as detailed, aren't as in-depth, and frankly don't feel as zombies-ish as the maps of classic games like Black Ops 3 do, the round-based maps in Cold War are just so much fun still, and I can't wait to see if Treyarch can translate that into Vanguard and save that mode from itself. But that wraps up this video, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Hey, if you did enjoy it, if you learned something new, consider leaving a thumbs up on the video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I can't express how good it feels to finally talk about round-based zombies content again, and not just what ifs, but what we know will be in the very close future. I want to thank you again for watching, and I'll see you with another Zombies news video very soon. Peace.